friend. Today we have to discuss the lightning phenomenon and its terminology and what are the different effects of lightning we have to discuss here. The first is facts about the lightning. A lightning strike can average 100 million volts of electricity, and it can generate the current of 1 lakh ampere and generates power of 54,000 watt. And lightning strikes somewhere on the earth every second, and because of the lightning there will be hundreds of people are killed in every year, and the light travels at about 1,86,291 miles per second, and the sound travels at only 1088 feet per second. You will see the flash of lightning almost immediately, that is 5280 divided by 1088 is equal to 4.9. This is the constant factor, and about 5 seconds for sound to travel 1 million miles is equal to the 1690.34 meter, and 1 feet is always is equal to the 0.30 meter. Then lightning voltage surges. It produces the highest over voltage for a given stroke current, and the lightning stroke injects its current into the termination impedance Z, and which is in this case is equal to the half of the line surge impedance, that is Z0. Since the current will flow in the both the direction, we have to shown in the figure, that is at the center the current is divided into equal two parts, that is I divided by 2. This is the current flowing on the both the end, we have to shown in the figure, and the voltage surge magnitude at the striking point is I into Z0. The lightning current magnitude is rarely less than 10 kiloampere. For a typical overhead line surge impedance Z0 of 3000 ohm, the lightning surge voltage will probably have magnitude in excess of 1500 kV. Now we discuss what is the effect of lightning. The impedance of the lightning channel itself is much larger than half of Z0, and it is believed to range from 100 to 3000 ohm. The lightning voltage surge will have the same shape characteristic. In practice, the shape and magnitude of the lightning surges wave gets modified by the reflection at the points of discontinuity as they travel along the transmission line. Lightning strokes represents true danger to life, structures, power systems, and other factors, and it will be affects the communication network. The lightning is always a major source of damage to the power system, where we have to install various equipments of the power system, and it will be affect on the insulation, and because of that insulation may break down under the resulting over voltage and subsequent higher voltages. Because of that insulation failure will be occurs. There will be a probability energy discharge will be happens. Then we discuss related to the cloud and the associated phenomena. The height of the cloud base above the surrounding ground level may vary from 160 to 9500 meter, and the charged centers which are responsible for lightning are in the range of 300 to 1500 meter. The maximum charge on a cloud is of the order of 10 coulomb, which is built up exponentially over a period of perhaps many seconds or even minutes. The maximum potential of a cloud lies approximately within the range of 10 MVA to 100 MVA, and the energy in the lightning stroke may be in the order of 2250 kilowatt hour. Related to the cloud, then we have to discuss related to the raindrop. Raindrops elongates and become unstable under an electric field, and the limiting diameter being 3.3 centimeter in a field of 100 kV per centimeter. A free falling raindrop attains a constant velocity with respect to the air depending upon its size, and this velocity is 800 centimeters per second. For drop size of 0.25 centimeter diameter and is 0 for spray. This means that in case the air current are moving upwards with the velocity greater than 800 centimeter per second, no raindrop can falls. Falling raindrops greater than 0.5 centimeter in diameter become unstable and break up into small drops. When a drop is broken off by air current, the water particles become positively charged and air negatively charged. When ice crystal strikes with the air current, the ice crystals is negatively charged and air is positively charged. We have to show in the first figure, that is capture of negative ions by large falling drops, and the second one is charge separation in thundercloud according to Wilson's theory. We have to discuss brief details in the next point. Then we have to discuss related to the charge formation in the cloud. During thunderstorms, positive and negative charges become separated by heavy air currents with ice crystals in the upper part and rain in the lower parts of the cloud. This charge separation depends on the height of cloud, which range from 0.2 to 10 kilometer with their range with their charge centers at the distance of about 0.25 to 2 kilometer. The charge inside the cloud may be as high as 1 to 100 coulombs. The cloud may have high potential as 10 raised to 7 to 10 raised to 8 with the field gradient ranging from 100 volt per centimeter to 10 kV per centimeter. The energy associated with the cloud may be very high. We have to show the charge formation in the cloud, and see in the upper portion positively charged charges are present, and in the lower region negatively charged are present, and the local region and nearby head positively charged are present. There will be a different theories are present for the charge separation, that is Wilson's theory of charge separation, Simpon's theory, Reynolds and Moissan theory. We have to discuss that is Wilson's theory. During that considering the theory, it is based on following assumptions or some assumptions. A large number of ions are present in the atmosphere. Then many of these ions attach themselves to small dust particles and water particles. Normal electric field exists in the atmosphere under fair weather condition, which is generally directed downwards towards the earth. The intensity of the field is approximately 1 volt per centimeter at the surface of the earth and decreases gradually with weight. A relatively large raindrop, that is 0.1 centimeter radius, following this field becomes polarized, and the upper side acquires a negative charge and the lower side acquires a positive charges. Then the lower part of the drop attracts the negative charges from the atmosphere. Thus, both the positive and negative charges which are mixed up and are now separated. The charge separation we have to shown in the figure according to the Wilson's theory. That is, on the upper part there will be positive charges and in the lower part there will be negative charges. Now we have to discuss Simpson's theory. In the image we have to show what is the charge separation. There will be three essential regions are present, that is A, B and C. See, below the A region air current travels above 800 centimeter per second and no raindrop fall through. In region A, air velocity is high enough to break the following raindrops, causing positive charge spray in the cloud and negative charge in the air. The spray is blown upwards as the velocity decreases. The positively charged water drops recombines with the large drops and fall again. Thus, the region A becomes positively charged and region B becomes negatively charged by air current. In the upper region of cloud, the temperature is low and only ice crystals exist. The impact of air on the crystals makes them negatively charged and thus distortion of charges within the cloud will be shown in the image. Now we have to discuss last, that is Reynolds and Mason's theory. According to this theory, thunder clouds are developed at height of 1 to 2 kilometer above ground level and they go up to 14 kilometer and the temperature is 0 degree Celsius at 4 kilometer and may reach minus 50 degree Celsius at 12 kilometer. The water droplets do not freeze at 0 degree Celsius temperature and freezes only when temperature is below minus 40 degree Celsius and forms solid particles on which crystalline ice patterns develops and glow. The thundercloud consisting supercooled water droplets moving upwards and large hailstones moving downwards. The ice splinters should carry only positive charged upwards and water has H plus ions and OH minus ions. The ions density depends upon the temperature and the lower portion has a negative charge density, that is OH minus ions, and upper portion has positive charge density, that is H plus ions. See, according to all the theories, that is positive ions are present in the upper portion and negative ions are generally at the lower portion. This is related to the lightning phenomenon and different terminologies, that is cloud and rain, and what are the different what is the different theories related to the charge separation in the raindrop. Thank you friend. This is the today's lecture.